Something that I have consistently said far before the Catherine, Princess of Wales online discourse or King Charles's health concerns, what I have maintained from the get-go is that with the British media, particularly royal reporting, it has less to do with want of truth. Well, that sounded good. It has less to do with want of truth and waiting to be sure and respecting privacy than it has to do with protecting relationships. And what's frustrating is they keep proving the point. This story out today about Prince Harry being named in Sean Diddy Combs's SA lawsuit. I am choosing the Telegraph because they are both in the royal rota and considered a serious conservative newspaper. Note that this picture shows just Harry. They made this image for digital. We also know that most people will not click through to the story, plus the story is behind a paywall. Because what happens when you click on the story? Prince William was also at that party. It's pretty clear from both of their hairlines that this is from a long time ago. And yet all the headlines are about Prince Harry being named in this suit. Another headline, Prince Harry named in bombshell U.S. court documents relating to rapper P. Diddy. I never thought I'd say this, and I might never say it again, but thank God for the Daily Mail's paragraph-long headlines. Prince Harry is dragged into bombshell $30 million lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, producer suing rapper over parties, saying star's access to the Duke of Sussex and other celebrities boosted his legitimacy as his mansions are raided. Yes, dragged in would be the appropriate word. Because what a majority of headlines gloss over is that Harry is not charged, he is not accused of doing anything. It's more that Diddy's musical industry parties gave people access, got them in the room with people like Prince Harry, Young Miami, the Clark sisters, etc. And I understand why this might be confusing. Because when Prince Andrew shows up in documents, it's usually because he's done something horrendous. And yet this man having a house on royal property is totally okay. It's not a requirement to like any of these people to see the double standard. This is not news, and certainly not in the way it is being framed. Brief aside though, Prince William is not named despite being at the same party, which isn't the media always trying to push this narrative that Prince William is way more popular in America? Based on a stunning misrepresentation of this Gallup poll. I did a video on this, but always look at the methodology. This story runs in the Telegraph, and it's written by the Royal Rota representative for the Telegraph. And of course, it's not going to get pushback from Buckingham Palace. Prince William is not going to speak up in favor of his brother because this is not how it works, which is why these kind of opinion pieces drive me nuts. Harry and William should let bygones be bygones and put on their superhero suits and save the monarchy. There very well might be issues between the brothers that are petty and moot, and there might be blame on both sides. But this leaves out the racism that Meghan Markle experienced and the level of vitriol from the British press and the palace that did not protect her because negative coverage of her was doing well for the papers and it kept attention off of other royals. Reminder, you don't have to like Meghan Markle to acknowledge the racism that she experienced. Also, it doesn't matter if a person is good or bad, if you think somebody is manipulative, etc. It still doesn't excuse racism. But that is a common thing that people try to do to justify their feelings about someone and say that they're not rooted in racism. It's actually because she's not a team player, which is something I heard last week. Isn't it telling that what she experienced is not as important as saving the monarchy? A Black woman's pain, or the institution. I also think that there's this narrative that has been put out there and nurtured that Harry is trying to take down the monarchy, and the Netflix documentary and Spare are all attacks to destabilize his family, the monarchy, etc. It's pretty clear from Spare, though, that Prince Harry is not an anti-monarchist. Not to mention the fact that Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, were trying to find any way to have a half-in, half-out solution with the crown. They wanted to continue to work on behalf of the Queen. They just didn't want to deal with the BS that comes with the Royal Rota and the British media ecosystem. But if none of that is changing, and there are countless articles about how he should return but leave your wife and family, or that it's not a good idea for his wife to visit the UK, which chilling, not to mention the whole security issue or the fact that they no longer have Frogmore Cottage. These people do not owe you shit. Boundaries are healthy. And I'm not even saying that Harry and Meghan are entertaining this. I'm just saying this kind of narrative. After the way we've seen Harry and Meghan covered by the British media, despite the fact that they have not been working royals living in the UK since early 2020. One final thing from this op-ed that I want to point out. It discusses the intrusion by the media on both the brothers and the different paths they have taken. Quote, Harry's full frontal attack on hackers has been vindicated in the courts. William's composure, reflecting his own sense of duty over personal anger, speaks volumes in its own way. End quote. Okay. Is this really how we're describing the man who's been called incandescent with rage? Even the British media has spoken delicately about William's anger. Not to mention, it leaves out some crucial information. What reason does Prince William have to go after the British media right now? They aren't throwing him under the bus. For the most part, they won't even mention the fact that he was at P. Diddy's party, let alone bring up why didn't they mention Prince William? Plus the deal with Murdoch. Harry doesn't have that luxury. And as with the case with the Sunday Mail publishing Meghan Markle's letter, they tried to go through the palace and were shut down. Not to mention bringing new information to light and trying to reform the tabloid industry doesn't just help Prince William, it helps his entire family. It helps victims who cannot speak for themselves or do not have the money to pursue litigation. It helps other people. A better media system of free and fair press is good for everyone. I don't care if you are pro-monarchy, anti-monarchy. This system is not protecting your faves. It's actually hurtful. And as we've seen, anyone can get thrown under the bus at any time, depending on who you are.